For new players, deciding which legend to run can be a really difficult choice. Many new players don't understand the strengths of each legend or which ones are a bit easier to help them get their feet under them in a game. What's up guys, my name is Valued, and today we're going to be taking a close look at 5 great legend picks for newer players, and with that being said, let's get right into it. When deciding who you should play as a newer player, you should be looking at the following factors. How easy is this legend to play? How much impact does this legend have in the game? And what core aspects of the game does this pick help you learn or practice? If you follow these parameters, you'll have a much easier time on the legend you decide to play, and you will improve at the game at a much faster pace. While you can just pick a legend because they seem cool or fun, breaking them down and understanding why you're playing them will go so far in your journey to become a good player. Your legend pick isn't something you want to be changing a lot while you're learning the game. So feel free to try out each legend that you have unlocked, but you should try to look to find a couple that you want to run and learn the game through the lens of those legends. Now, let's get into some great options for this approach. Starting things off, we have what might be the most powerful legend in the game when you consider how easy they are to get value out of. Bloodhound is a great pick, focusing on gathering info for their team and using their ultimate to make gunfights much easier for themselves. Their scan is very straightforward, and once you get the range down, it's incredibly easy to hit enemies with. This is a great tool to have while you learn the game, as having this extra info at all times will make the game a whole lot more digestible to play. Add on to this how much value the info brings to your team, and you have an ability that requires very little out of you as a player while bringing immense value. Keep in mind that Hound's ultimate, Beast of the Hunt, not only gives predator vision and movement speed, but also drastically decreases their scan cooldown as well. Abusing this cooldown while your ultimate is popped will have you gathering a ton of info while having these extra buffs to help you navigate a fight. Bloodhound is one of the starter legends, and one I still actively play to this day. If you're looking for a pick that lets you feel comfortable throughout a game while having some built-in perks to help you in gunfights, you can absolutely not go wrong with Bloodhound. Now, the next pick I want to touch on isn't necessarily in a strong spot right now, but can be a great pick for players struggling to have an impact in their games. Lifeline is all about supporting her team, looking to heal and revive her teammates with her drone. She places you into the mindset of playing around your team, looking to cover their weaknesses and bolster them when they're in danger. This is a great way to begin understanding the game because it puts a focus on playing around your team, which is a very valuable concept in Apex. You should be looking to instantly get your healing drone down when teammates take heavy damage or go down, and then lay down cover fire and use your pressure to give the drone time to do its work. Lifeline forces you to play around your teammates, and playing her will help you to get a more firm grasp on how fights usually go, how important numbers advantage are, and how to best work with your team in a pinch. Add on to this her ability to call down her care package, and she fills the support role really well, giving you a very easy kit that teaches you to play for your team. Regardless of what part of the game you're trying to master, whether it's a legend, playstyle, or overall understanding of the game, ProGuides.com is your #1 tool to improve at the game. There, you'll find coaches who have been grinding the game since Season 0, ready to help you with all their info and expertise they've gathered throughout the years. Seriously guys, you can't go wrong with a one-on-one session, and most people see results in just one coaching session. Make sure to check it out at the top link in the description below. Next up, we have arguably the most powerful legend in the game, Gibraltar. This defensive legend is played on almost every squad at the highest level of play, and this is due to his raw defense for himself and his team. His bubble is at the core of this strength, allowing him to provide on-the-fly cover for his teammates. This ability is really strong, and if you're good at using it at the right time, you can seriously save your team's game multiple times in one match. While Gibby isn't a support legend, his playstyle is very supportive, looking to pocket his teammates and help them accomplish their goals. Just like Lifeline, he trains you to be conscious of your teammates' situations and do your best to bail them out when they're in trouble. Now, he also packs more of an individual punch with his gun shield and fortified passive, reducing his damage taken, but he is still very much a pick that is meant to be played around his team. You should look to hold your bubble until the most powerful use available for it, and use his ultimate to zone enemies and defend pushes. Also, a little side note, you should always use his gun shield to peek enemies and come out on top with the trades. He is a truly powerful legend that everybody should play, and with how strong he is, there's no better pick to help you fully understand the flow of fights and what the priorities in Apex truly are. Switching up the pace a little bit, we're moving on to Octane. While you have to purchase him to play, he's a great first buy due to his insane movement and how fun he is. If you're unsure of what the limits of Apex's movement are and are trying to get a taste, Octane is the perfect legend to give a go. This pick definitely punishes you if you play overly aggressive, especially while you're learning to utilize all the movement mechanics the game has to offer. It's a really fast pick that will punish you if you get carried away with his stim or you're caught out alone, and for this reason, it's a really good pick for new players. Testing the limits and understanding what you can and can't get away with in-game is important, and you should try to learn them as much as possible. He's also really simple, and he can get you out of a lot of tough situations with his stim and his pad. He has received some nerfs recently, but honestly, I think that makes him an even better pick for new players. He forces you to learn to play with his speed, and after the nerfs, he's much more punishable if mistakes are made. This will have you learning much faster, even if he isn't as easy to play as he once was. Regardless of this, Octane is a strong third-party legend, and this season's maps are third-party havens. You should pick up Octane if you want to work on your movement and let his kit help you to get a grasp on the game at full speed. And last but certainly not least, we have LOBA. This is another legend you'll have to purchase if you want to play her, but she is a great support legend that makes you realize just how powerful good looting really is. LOBA's pretty simple. You have two major abilities that bring a massive value to you and your team. When playing LOBA, you're constantly looking to use her ultimate to get more loot for your team, whether that's when you're looting a POI in the early game or yoinking important items off death boxes in the late game. She has a unique way of thinking with this ability that no other legend really has, and she trains you to map out potential loot opportunities and find good ways to get your hands on it. I really think where she shines is in the later stages of the game, when she can top off your ammo or get those couple valuable items that will help your squad close out the game. This is something that will take a little bit of getting used to, but if you master using her black market, you will have a much better approach to analyzing where death boxes are, what resources your team needs, and how important it is to be patient in these endgame situations. So if you're looking to play a supportive role but want to pick with a bit more mobility and a more intricate ultimate than Lifeline, LOBA is a great legend to pick up. And that's going to do it today for the 5 best legends for newer players. Being good at Apex is a process, but one that is incredibly rewarding. If you take it one step at a time, choosing a legend that you vibe with, and really stay diligent about breaking down the game and learning from your mistakes, you're going to be dominating in no time. As always, guys, it's been your boy Valued. Let me know what legend you're playing in Season 12, and I'll see you guys in the next one.